What is up, guys? It's Chris with Everydaychris and welcome back to my channel. So I got something a little special for you guys. As you can see, I'm in my garage and today we're gonna be washing my Tesla. Normally when you watch a video on someone washing their car, you have this super clean, super sexy looking car. However, we just came back from Tucson, Arizona and our car was freaking dirty. Now my cousin got a new car, my other friend got a new car and they're like, yo, Everydaychris, how do I wash the car properly? Now there's no right and wrong way to wash the car if you don't care about your car's paint. However, if you do care, you want to take extra steps. I do have a similar video about this. However, I talk briefly about washing the car and then I talk about how to ceramic coat and prepare your car for ceramic coating. However, today it's going to be all about just washing your car like a normal person. This is all the stuff I have and I'm going to go and share everything with you today. Just a heads up, I'm not a car detailing, car washing professional. I've been just doing this for many years now and I just kind of find out what works for me. Now, if you don't know, my car does have a full wrap on it. It's called Expel Stealth. I have a video on that as well. It protects the paint from rock chips, makes washing car a lot easier. However, if you don't have that, no problem. As you can see, this is my Lexus RX. It's a 2016, I believe. And for the first 2 years, this car was parked outside, but I just took extra steps and I washed the car and made sure that it was perfect. And look at it, I mean, do you see any swirl marks? There's like no swirl marks on here. First things first, I just want to kind of talk about my pressure washer. It is electric, so I don't have to worry about gas and all that stuff. And with the new California law, at least, you're not allowed to have gas appliances and all that stuff anymore, so win. The one issue with that, however, is that it's not strong enough. I think the GPM isn't as high as normal pressure washers. So trying to do all that super nice foam and stuff can be a little bit tricky. However, to work around that, all you have to do is get a smaller orifice, and I'll talk about all that in a second, in order to use a Costco Greenworks pressure washer. Another thing you want to get, as you can see, the handle that comes with the Greenworks is super long, which is totally fine if you're pressure washing a floor or windows or something. However, for me, pressure washing my car, I found that it really just hurt the arms and it wasn't that ergonomically correct. So I got this, it's like a smaller gun and it makes it way easier to maneuver when you are pressure washing your car. Lastly, I also got this little piece here and this makes it so that it spins. I found that super useful to have so that the hose doesn't tangle up so easily. And some of you guys who can't wash your car if water is limited, I'm also going to talk about how you can wash your car without using too much water. It's super easy to do. All you have to buy is this thing called ONR. It's No Rinse, Wash and Shine, as well as one of these 2-gallon bug sprayer things. All you do is you fill it up with water as well as a capful. For me personally, I love washing my car. It's therapeutic. Makes me see any issues with the car as well, so it's something I really like. However, if you are doing it maybe once a month, you can go ahead every other week, every 2 weeks, use the ONR just to kind of help keep the car clean. Next up, we have the 2 buckets. And then you're probably wondering, Chris, why do I need 2 buckets? Well, you want 2 buckets because you want one with clean water and one with soapy water. And it makes it so you don't scratch your paint. And you're using the wash mitt to wash the car. You don't want to put that same wash mitt back into the clean bucket. You want to go ahead and put that in the water, just water, rinse it out, and then you want to put it where the soap is. So ideally that clean water bucket actually becomes the dirty water bucket. And as you can see, there's 2 buckets there and they both have these grit guards, but essentially it's just a plastic piece. And then what you do is when you are washing your car, you're going to be pushing all that dirt at the bottom there. So you're gonna use it to kind of clean your wash mitt. Now, one thing I realized, at first I had 2 of the same buckets with the grit guards, and then I would always stack them. So I'd always stack them on top of each other. No one really talks about this, but after a time, because the buckets are the exact same size, one of my buckets developed a hole because it was pushing against this part here. So then I ended up just getting one Lowe's bucket as well, and it fits perfectly and it works really well. And as far as the type of car soap I use, a lot of people want to know, I just use the Costco one. Again, it works totally fine. I mean, these are the Costco ones. You can use this for your pressure washer snow foam as well. A lot of people have also used their ONR as car washing soap, which is totally fine. So when you are washing your car, you always want to rinse the car off with the hose or the pressure washer first. Get all the dirt and grime off. Second, you want to wash the wheels first because the wheels are the dirtiest part of your car. Rinse the wheels and car again. And then third, you can go and wash the body of your car. After you wash the body of your car, then you're going to go and dry the car. So when I am drying my car, I like to get the glass and just kind of lightly dry the car with one of these ones. It's like a reusable towel. I guarantee you all the car enthusiasts are gonna hate me for this one. However, for me, I just lightly use it to dry all the huge water droplets that are on the car, and it works out pretty well for me. But when you are drying the paint, you want to use a microfiber towel. I love the weave ones. It just really works at drying the car better. Then you're gonna apply some sort of sealant or protectant on the car. If you are applying a sealant or protectant like I have, you don't have to do that for another 3 or 6 months because it protects the paint for a while. Now, as far as sealants go, I have been doing great with these two. Now, CarPro is a really good name brand. These are a little bit more on the expensive side. However, it lasts much longer, so it's completely worth it. However, I found that 22 People made an even better one called VS1 Final Coat. It is more expensive, however. So I usually do that maybe once every 6 months, and I'll just top off and do maintenance with the CarPro Reload Sealant. And again, these are what I use to clean the wheels. I use the Car Guys wheel cleaner and the super cleaner to clean those dirty white seats. And to clean and protect the dash, I'll use 303 Aerospace Protectant. And again, I'm still mixed on this, but as far as cleaning the tires go, I use Tire Shine. I know that they have one that's kind of like a gel, which everyone highly recommends. However, I found that it was very tedious and it was a lot of work. So I just lightly spray my tires with this. I use these sponges to kind of clean the spray from the tire, and then I just kind of clean it that way. And this is what I use to clean the rims on the inside. And if you have pets, highly recommended to get this because it takes all the pet hair from the carpet as well. Now real quick, this is what I've been using for my foam cannon. It's been working well. However, it created a hole here. I don't know how that happened. I must have dropped it somehow. What this does is you kind of fill it up with some car wash soap and then fill it up with water. And inside of here is the orifice. You'll kind of see it right in there. And because it's a smaller orifice, it helps to create some of that pressure, and it helps to create a better foam for your foam cannon. So I got this new one off of Amazon. I kind of like the shape better. And then to change the orifice, all you need is a simple screwdriver here. And then you're just gonna undo this metal piece. Man, they like glued it shut. I had to use one of these. But finally, I was able to remove this piece here. This is the piece you want to remove. So once that's removed, that's the orifice in there. You just need a screwdriver. So here is the old one. As you can see, the hole is bigger. So the left one is the one we're gonna be putting in. The right one is the old one. The hole is slightly smaller. And again, it's as easy as just simply putting it in the hole here and then re-screwing it back in. Okay, so we have our 2 buckets here. Doesn't matter which one is your clean water, soap water, and which one's your dirty water. Honestly, it doesn't matter. And then we're just gonna be applying some soap. Now, a reason why I'm doing more soap is because we still have to wash the car, even though we use the snow foam. That's super important. So I just put a little bit of soap in there, and then we're just gonna be filling up both with water. And while that's going, I'm simply just gonna take the snow foam cannon and fill it up about to here with more car wash soap. There's no estimate, there's no real guide, but I found that since these aren't made for the foam wash, you have to put a little bit more in there. So I filled it up with clean water. I'm just gonna dunk this in here, and it just filled up instantly without any foam. Life hack, done. Okay, let's quickly talk about the nozzles that I use. I like 15 and 25 the most. These are the ones I kind of go with. I mostly use 15 because it really helps get the dirt, dust, bug guts off the paint. 25 is more fan shaped, so it's good for washing the soap off. Never use 0 because 0 is too strong and it will chip away at your paint, so be careful with 0. So another thing I forgot to mention is never wash your car when it's super hot and the sun is just beaming down on the paint. Not good for the paint. Not good for the soap. It's just a horrible thing to do, so you make sure you wash it first thing in the morning or in the evening time when it's not as hot. I'm gonna go ahead and put the 15 degrees on here. We're gonna go and rinse down the entire car first. Another thing I always recommend when you are rinsing your car, the goal is not to get dirt splattered back onto your car. So when I am rinsing off my car, I always like to start from the top down. That way it just kind of keeps everything in sync and prevents any contamination from coming back up. And as you can see, while I am pressure washing, I love the small design of this. It's like a little pistol. I mean, imagine if I had that super long thing and it's like over here, I'd be having to go like this to kind of clean the top. Whereas this one, just with one hand, I could easily clean the roof. Now, I do want to point out one thing. When you are pressure washing or washing your car, try to avoid these repeater cameras here. Don't spray water directly at it because these fail super easily. Okay, so step 2, we're going to be cleaning the tires. I'm going to be using my wheel cleaner. We're going to be cleaning the tires as well as the wheels. And we're going to be using just this one to kind of clean everything first. Then I use this one to clean in between as well as behind. All right, so I got my wheel cleaner here. I really like this one. It's at a reasonable price. And I got other wheel cleaners in the past that I still love, but it always just goes out of stock for some reason. The one thing you want to look for when you are getting a wheel cleaner is the color. You want that pink color because that is going to remove any type of rust as well as built up iron and metal deposits, which I highly recommend. Sometimes it's green. There's another one that I love, and then theirs is always green, and that works really well too. Okay, so it's been sitting for a few minutes now. I'm just gonna take my orange rag, and then I like to just clean the tire first. All personal preference, up to you. You could do whatever you wanna do. And since I'm here, I like to kind of clean the wheel wells. Now remember, this is just for cleaning tires. Never clean your paint with stuff that you clean tires with. And then I use this one to kind of get in between and clean the back part of the wheel. Then after you do that, you're gonna go ahead and rinse it off. Always rinse top to bottom. Already there's a huge difference. The wheels are shinier. The tire is more rubbery looking. It doesn't look that bad. And then like, so now I'm gonna switch to the foam cannon. Now we're gonna go ahead and spray the entire car top to bottom, same thing. Just make sure after you do that, you let the car sit for a few minutes, like maybe 5 minutes or so, because you want the foam to penetrate into the dirt, so it makes it much easier to remove. Once that's done, we're gonna rinse it again. Then we're gonna use our 2 bucket method to clean the car. Now with these foam cannons, I don't need the super expensive $60 top of the line one because if I drop it or something, it breaks. This one was super cheap and reasonably priced. It does spray a little overspray. However, it's not the end of the world because look, as you can see, it works really well. So if you wanted thicker foam, you can go ahead and easily add more of the Costco car wash soap. But as you can see, I haven't even touched the paint yet. And yet, if we look at the front bumper again, let me go and show you that. It's super clean already. And that is without even touching it once. So here is where the fun part begins. Now we got the 2 buckets here. When you are washing the car, you always want to swipe horizontally. Never go vertically like this because that's how it introduces more scratches. You always want to just swipe down, then we get that low side there. So once you clean that part, then you go ahead and place it into this clean water, which will be dirty water soon. And you agitate the bottom of the sponge with the grit guard. Then I take it out, I squeeze the water out, and then I move on to the next section. Now the beauty with a paint protection film, which I have on currently, is I don't have to worry too much about the fine details because it protects it from all of those micro scratches, which is awesome. Come in here, boom. Boom, boom. And then when I get halfway, I like to kind of switch it and then get the bottom part as well. So then after I do this part, I'm going to spray it again with the pressure washer. That'll be like the final rinse. And then we're gonna dry it after. When you guys are done cleaning the paint of the entire car, make sure you guys open the door and clean the door jambs. Super helpful to clean the door jambs here because it gets so dirty. And if you are doing a full detail, this will be a good time to take out your floor mats, give those a nice good rinse as well. Then we're gonna rinse it off again and then we're gonna go ahead and dry the car. Okay, so now we're gonna do the controversial part. Your car should be already very clean before you do this. Secondly, I really do it just for the glass. So what I do is I just kind of make sure the glass, when you get a lot of water spots, you end up using like 10 towels. So I just kind of get all the glass. This is what I do with the paint. I make sure there's no water in here, and this is what I do. Literally, I just go like this. Do it if you want to. For me, I don't worry as much because I have that wrap. When I go ahead and actually dry it with my microfiber honeycomb towel, it makes it just a lot easier to dry. What takes me 2 of these may take someone 4 of the honeycombs, which is totally fine. Whatever makes you sleep good at night. Now, one thing some car detailers do, and sometimes I'll do if I just coated my car with the sealant, and I just want to make sure I have a nice layer of protection, is they use a cheap wax. For me, I'm just using this Car Guys hybrid wax, not that expensive. And it just provides a nice lubricating layer as you dry the car, as well as providing some protection. But doing that will make it a little bit easier for you. Another thing, make sure you open all the doors while you're drying, just to help get rid of any excessive water buildup. And you also get to clean pillars on the side here. Okay, as far as your wheels go, we got a nice clean tire and wheel set here. Take those Costco microfiber towels. Definitely purchase these from Costco. It comes in like a pack of 30, super cheap and reasonable, and it's good for cleaning the stuff you don't care getting dirty and ruined, like your engine bay or like something super dirty, like your wheel. I wouldn't recommend it for cleaning the paint because it is a little bit on the rough side. Now for me, I use the normal Meguiar's tire shine. Again, I got this from Costco. Then we use this tire sponge to kind of spread it along the tire. Then we're gonna use our microfiber towel again to clean off the overspray from the tire. Oh, you thought we were done? Nah, fam, we're just getting started. So, after you're done drying your car and doing your wheels, you think, oh, I'm done, woohoo! You gotta think about all of the rubber on the Tesla or your car. A lot of times with the UV, it does fade over time. That is when you're gonna want your 303 aerospace protectant to kind of just protect all the rubber. I don't know how many times I have to say this, so I'll say it again. Never take your car to an automated car wash. You can take it to an automated car wash if they use a touchless system, which is just pressure washer. So if you care about your car, stay away from car washes. All this part here. So very simple to do. Take your sponge. I like using a Chemical Guys sponge. So here I just spray a little bit on one side, and I'm just going over the black parts. And I've been using it on my RX for so many years, and my trim looks like new. So a little goes a long way for this aerospace protectant as well. You don't have to apply a crazy amount. So after I kind of buff it off there, another thing to keep in mind after you're done washing your car is your frunk. Sometimes from factory, they don't seal it properly, so you get water leaking into your frunk. And it makes sense because look at all this water. That is a lot of water. But yeah, you just clean here as well. Okay, so now that we protected the exterior with the 303, now we have to protect the interior, which is including all this trim here. I like to just do everything because it really helps protect the plastic, the vinyl, the fake leather, the dashboard. And then we're gonna move on to the dashboard. I even do the steering wheel, looks sexy. And then you don't wanna even forget about the door jambs. Also, don't forget the center console here, it gets super dirty. That's when I use my Car Guys super cleaner here. For most projects, it does fine. However, if it's super dirty, you can see how dirty that is. I have to do a little bit more work. Before you do this, make sure you use a vacuum and clean off any dirt and debris buildup. Normally, I just use a microfiber cloth and clean it. However, if it's super dirty, I have one of my interior detailing brushes, and I use that to kind of clean it a little bit better. And like I said before, with the Chemical Guys lint cleaner, it really helps clean up all the dog hair, especially on the edges. And then it just kind of clumps up all the dog hair into a ball. But I wanted to show you guys quickly how I coat my car with sealant. I don't use any type of carnauba wax or any type of wax because number one, it's waxy, so if it gets stuck in between the wrap, it's super annoying to get out. And number two, the sealants has, especially in today's time, the shine is just as good and it lasts longer. I got my Chemical Guys sponge, and you want a very soft, super soft microfiber towel. So all I'm gonna be doing is just spraying a little bit on the sponge, and then you just gently wipe it. A little goes a long way. You can kind of do a field test. If it's wet on here, that means it's still gonna be wet on the paint, even though you don't see a huge amount on the paint. Do it in sections. You don't want this to dry. After you do that, then you take your microfiber cloth and then you buff. Okay, so real quick, I want to talk about ONR for your maintenance washes. You spray the area of the paint. So let's just say this area is dirty. I'm just gonna go ahead and spray it with the ONR so it soaks up all the dirt, and you'll notice that it soaks up all the dirt because it starts beating off. Once that happens, you want to take a microfiber cloth, it could be a Costco one, whatever, and you're just gonna gently gently, no pressure, wipe it down. Downwards motion. And then what that does is it really helps get rid of all that buildup of dirt without really washing your car. So you use barely any water. You don't want to go back and then dry it again because we don't want to risk scratching the paint. However, the ONR is specifically designed to make the dirt stick together, and then that's it. And then you just repeat it. So I take it and I go again, and I just keep going until it's dry. But anyways, guys, hope that video helped you. I'll link everything in the description. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.